Hello everyone, this is Professor Hill, and this is a short video for our class, Introduction to Ethics, Philosophy 2306 at St. Philip's College. This is the Summer 1 online version of the class, and we're getting down to the end. This is the end of week 4 of our 5-week class, and we have our last assignment in terms of the case studies is due tonight. So like I said, it's Sunday, July the 1st, 2018, and we've been working our way through our textbook, Doing Ethics by Louis Vaughn. We're through chapter 7 now, applying those to the case study for tonight, which is the one about Cassandra C., which I talked about earlier and I want to come back to again tonight. But before I get to the case study, again, just some housekeeping things about the course. It's July now, believe it or not, July 1st, 2018. The last assignment in terms of the writing for the discussions is due tonight at midnight, and then after that all we have left in week 5 is the final exam. It's available in the modules. Some students were asking about just the process, and what I want you to do is simply go to the module. You'll see the final exam there. You can download it. You can fill it out. You can then re-upload it through the assignment section. There's a big, if you go to assignments, there's a big blue button there. It says, submit your assignment here. And some students, what they do is they download it, fill it out, and they scan it. You can take a picture of it. You can put it in any format that's convenient for you, and then reload it back through the again, that section, the assignment section, at our Canvas website. If you have any problems with that, let me know, and we'll make sure that I get it. I'm not that concerned about the format, especially around the essay for that final exam. Just that you get me your answers and you submit it. Again, it's helpful if you do it through the online, through the assignment section on Canvas. In terms of the grading, I'm all caught up with the grading, at least through tonight. Like I said, the last one's due this evening at midnight. There are some students, though, that need to go back to their assignments. The grading, what I did was I went through and said, look, what you've got so far is a 0 because you haven't finished it yet. You made your contribution, but you didn't go in and read the other students. You had to read them and contribute to at least 2 other students and comment on theirs. Some students don't have some students have 1 but not 2. You got to have at least 2. So again, some students have more than 2, and that's fine. They got engaged in the conversation and made more comments. That's again, that's what we're hoping for in terms of working through some of these issues. But you need to do at least 2. So circle back and do that. If there are students that have missed a previous assignment, listen, those things are still open. I need you to go back and complete them. I'm happy to, again, they're going to be marked down for being late, but you're much better off having submitted one. These are, again, the discussions, and having marked down for being late than to have a big 0 sitting there. So, again, they're open. Please go back and complete them. Some students, they did 1, 2, 3, skipped 4, and then did 5, 6, and I'm like, okay, go back. Go back and finish. You don't want that pulling down your grade. I'm trying to think. Again, most of the questions I've been getting have been about the grading, which is caught up, have been about the final exam, which is coming up and it's due this Thursday. Now again, if you turn it in ahead of time, that's great. You can do it. If you finish the discussion for tonight, and you've also downloaded the final exam and turned it in, you're done. That's what the entire course is going to be, all the essays we've been writing for these discussions, and then the final exam. So once you're done, you're done. But if you have any other questions, anything at all that comes up, just let me know. And I'm happy to help. Like I said, this week is really just designed for review, work on the final exam. Obviously, we have Wednesday, the 4th of July, is a day off. So when you come back, that Thursday, July 5th, is when that's the last day to turn things in. So again, let me know if you've got any questions at all about this. That all being said, just make a couple of quick comments about the case study. This is the Cassandra C. I posted an interview with her into the playlist at the YouTube website. And so you can hear directly from her. And she's talking about this case shortly after she had she had turned 18, had been released from the authorities, and she's done with her chemotherapy, and it turns out that she's talking about her experience with a guy, though, and you got to remember the person who's interviewing her. This is a guy who is he's got a lot of, he makes money selling fake cures to cancer on his website. It's if you see the site, it's pretty out there. It is a conspiracy theory slash not reliable medical site where guy, anyway, you'll see the guy in the interview, make your own judgments about it. But he's let me tell you, he's not a doctor, and he's not giving out sound medical advice there. So listen to that interview, and then come back to the questions that are asked in this particular case study. They're interesting ones to try to grapple with, not least of which is patient autonomy, but also the age of consent to make medical decisions. A lot of students want to say that, look, she's so close to being an adult. Sure, she hadn't turned 18 yet, but she's very mature. She should be allowed to do this. And those are arguments to make, but they didn't convince the judge. And the judge said no. Now, as I said in my last video, if we had done this with an adult, or if an adult had been making these decisions for themselves, it would have been a completely different case. But this was about a mom making a decision that the court said, look, it's endangering the life of this minor child. When that happens, we as a society go in and protect those children. It's in the best interest of the child to separate that child from the family, which is making these decisions, which is endangering the child. That's the thinking. That would have been easy if the kid was 11 or 12, maybe. More difficult when you're talking about a 17-year-old. So, again, it brings to bear a lot of these issues about what do we weigh and balance in decision making, what are the circumstances, but also about the consequences. So look, here's the thing I want you to do, as with all of the previous discussions. Work your way through, make some decisions, talk about your reasons for making that decision, but then step back and describe your ethical thinking. Is it consequentialist? Is it non-consequentialist? What does that mean in this context? So apply those and you'll be on the right step. And again, like I said, tonight's the last discussion. After that, though, we're on to the final exam. And think of all the discussions, all the writing we've been doing for that as preparation for that final exam. So, again, if you've got questions, let me know. Most people have been doing really well. The only problems we've had are people that need to go back and kind of backfill in a few things that they missed. They wrote a contribution but only did one of the two contributions of the classmates or whatever. So I sent notes to people about this. So if you're missing one, I sent you a note saying you're missing one. So get back there, fill those things in. Let's wrap all this up in this last week together. Week 5 is just us cleaning everything up and making sure we're all on the same page. All right, so good luck, and I'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.